Today, we're diving into what happens when a single foundational technology gets unlocked. We're not just talking about a new product. We're talking about the birth of an entire industrial ecosystem. So, let's start with a simple question. What if we could draw limitless, continuous energy, not from something we have to dig up or burn, but from the air all around us? A power source that is literally everywhere all the time. Well, that's not a thought experiment anymore. A fundamental breakthrough in engineering is making it a reality, and it's called STELOS. Okay, so let's get into our first section, a new fundamental capability. And I want to be really clear here. This isn't just about another gadget. This is about a brand new ability for us as a civilization. So what is STELOS CO exactly? Well, its formal name is atmospheric thermal conversion. Now, that might sound complicated, but the core idea is actually pretty elegant. The system generates continuous electricity 24/7 by tapping into the natural temperature differences that already exist in the atmosphere. It's not burning anything, it's just harvesting what's already there. And this is where you can really see the massive shift. The old way we think about power is centralized. You have a big power plant somewhere, it's fuel-based, and often it's intermittent. This new capability is the complete opposite. It's distributed, it's ambient, meaning it comes from the immediate environment, and it's continuous. It's always on. And that last part? That changes everything. Section 2, Rewriting the Urban Landscape. Now that we've got the basic idea, let's look at the first domino to fall. The first place this ripple effect is really felt, our cities. The first huge application is in what's called urban thermal management. Basically, it's a direct solution to a massive problem that anyone living in a big city feels every summer, the urban heat island effect. The numbers here are pretty stark. All that concrete and asphalt in our cities creates these heat islands, which jacks up our energy use for cooling by as much as 14%. But even more seriously, it leads to a tragic, measurable increase in mortality during heat waves. That's a direct cost of the way we've built our modern world. So here's the solution. STELOS units can be installed to actively convert that trapped excess urban heat into electricity. And look at the results. They can actually lower the surrounding temperature, cut energy consumption for cooling, and most importantly, directly reduce that spike in heat-related mortality. The technology literally turns a deadly problem into a valuable resource. Okay, next up in Section 3, Reinventing Core Industry. So we're following that ripple effect as it expands from our cities out to the very backbone of global trade. Let's talk about ports. They're the critical hubs of our global economy, but right now, they're also huge centers for pollution and massive operational cost. I mean, think about it. You have these massive ships sitting at the dock, just burning fuel to run their onboard systems. It's a huge source of pollution for nearby cities. In fact, a staggering 38% of the most dangerous air particles around ports comes from this one activity. And that's not even mentioning the crazy high fuel costs. But what if a port could generate its own power, right there, on site? By using STELOS, a port can power itself and provide what's called shore power to docked ships so they can shut down their engines. The effect is immediate, and it is dramatic. You get a nearly complete elimination of emissions from those ships, a huge drop in local air pollution, and you slash operational costs. You're creating cleaner, more efficient, and truly autonomous ports. So from our cities to our ports, now we're at Section 4. Powering the final frontiers. The cascade is now reaching the most difficult and remote environments humanity operates in. And honestly, what frontier is more final than space? This is where STELOS goes from being an improvement to a genuine, game-changing, enabling technology. If you think about building a permanent base on the moon, say for the Artemis program, the single biggest challenge is power. Sure, solar panels are great, until the sun goes down for the 14-day lunar night. And in an environment that hostile, a power failure isn't just an inconvenience. It's mission over. It's life or death. But because STELOS works with thermal differences, it doesn't care if it's day or night. It generates power just as well in the pitch black of the lunar night as it does in direct sunlight. This provides the constant, reliable power that is the absolute bedrock for any permanent off-world base. It doesn't just make the mission better, it's what makes the mission possible. All right, Section 5, an $850 billion horizon. We've seen some amazing specific applications. Now let's zoom all the way out and look at the total economic picture. This number, $850 billion, it's really important to understand what this is. This is not a sales forecast. This is an estimate of the new economic territory that's being created by this capability. Think of it as the size of the new industrial playing field that just opened up.
And this chart gives us a breakdown of that new territory, what experts call the serviceable addressable market. You can see the big slices right away: urban management, the energy industry itself, aerospace, heavy industry. But look at that other sectors piece. The potential here is so broad, it touches almost every part of the modern economy.
And of course, beyond the dollars and cents, there's the human impact. Building out this whole new ecosystem, well, that takes people, lots of them. For every gigawatt of new capacity installed, the data suggests it will create over 23,000 direct, high-quality jobs. These are jobs in manufacturing, installation, operations, and support services. This has been an Explainer by Kavhanna. We've seen how one single breakthrough can cascade outwards, rewriting the rules for our cities, our industries, and even our future in space. So we'll leave you with this thought. Throughout history, when humanity has unlocked a new foundational capability, like learning to control fire or mastering electricity, it has always kicked off an era of incredible creation. So now that we can harvest power from the air itself, what will we build?